we have to talk Iran.
We
The
do.
president spoke earlier. You were following it. Tell us the very latest. There's a lot going on.
So this is a story that I've been following over the last couple of days, and I'm sure it's been followed around the world, as well as here in the New York area, because there is an Iranian-American community, of course, in New York, as there are so many different cultures here. But the president in the Oval Office, it took a little turn. So yesterday, as we were seeing so many demonstrators being shot and killed in the streets, they've been protesting, in case you're not following it, since December. First, the economy collapsed, and that's what started the protests. And then in recent weeks, there's just been a demand for a regime change. And depending on who you talk to, and I have interviewed a number of Iranian American journalists about what's happening there, they seem to think, this could really be a turning point. And yesterday, President Trump, both on social media and in person, said, listen, help is on the way. He encouraged protesters to keep going, and that he would help, but he was not specific. Is that a diplomatic help? Is it a military help? Is the U.S. getting involved? And then today, there was a threat, Richard, that they were going to execute a protester publicly in the streets. That apparently has been called off because President Trump held a news conference in the Oval Office today, and in it he said that it's his understanding all executions are on hold, so to speak, or not happening. So obviously there's been some backroom channels between his people and the Iranian people. But just tonight, we're learning that the airspace over Iran has been shut down. So no flights coming in and out, which is a concern.
These images are really crazy.
Yes, horrible.
War zone.
And yeah, that's a great way to describe it. And also the U.S., non-essential U.S. Personnel on Mideast bases in the Middle East have been urged to evacuate. There's also, we're told, some United States military ships moving into the region from China. So all these are very unnerving. So we'll have to wait and see. But this, regime change is what's being demanded. But we've seen this happen in history before and in recent history. Even when President Clinton was in office, and then again with President Obama. So, we'll see. I feel that the Trump administration is encouraging demonstrators this could be their moment. This could be the moment that finally they have the kind of leadership they want there if they can keep protesting.
Right.
But we can't have, what we've been seeing here, which is just horrendous. And I know I'm talking a lot. That's my problem.
No, this is information that is very important.
The human rights groups that are based in the U.S. say, Richard, as many as 2,500 anti-government protesters in Iran have been slaughtered, murdered, shot to death in the streets.
Gosh.
And we have some really scary video that we've seen from the Associated Press and others showing, the regime going even into hospitals and looking for wounded demonstrators so they can either imprison them or execute them. So it's even difficult to talk about.
Should Americans be concerned at this point?
That is not, the president was asked about that in the Oval Office today, and he deferred, he demurred, and I don't think that we're at that point. But I will tell you, the State Department says, obviously, anybody who's in Iran should have left, and that warning came out days ago, weeks ago even, and this is just not an area. It's such a volatile area in the world that, the State Department is saying Americans should evacuate Iran. It was not news, but that did happen in the last couple of days.
Yeah. It's scary. It's a scary world. And you'll be on it, Sharon. You're
will.
going to keep following it.
Yeah, we're working
with
on a
all our
story for the
developments.
10 o'clock news tonight on Channel 5, so we hope you join us then.
And the president usually will do something on True Social between now and then.
Definitely.
So I'm sure you'll update
sort of
us with something else.
Having watched his news conferences so closely since 2015, he did seem like there was more to come tonight. So we'll be watching it.